suspenseful. Slightly eerie music starts and then fades into the background. Picture this: you're walking down an ancient English lane, the mist clinging to the cobblestones. You feel a sudden chill, a sense that you're not alone. What if I told you that some of the most spine-tingling tales of the paranormal are hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be uncovered? Forget the famous haunted castles for a moment. Today, we're diving into the lesser-known paranormal stories from England. Tales that will make you question what's real and what's not. These aren't just campfire stories. They're woven into the very fabric of English history, and they are far stranger than you can imagine. Let's start our journey in the seemingly peaceful county of Norfolk, at a place called the Brown Lady of Rainham Hall. Now, you might have seen that famous, ghostly photograph from 1936. But the story behind it is even more chilling. The spirit is believed to be Lady Dorothy Walpole, who lived in the early 1700s. Her husband, a powerful statesman, suspected her of infidelity and locked her away in a room at Rainham Hall, where she died of smallpox, though some whisper it was from a broken heart or even violence. For centuries, staff and visitors have reported seeing a luminous figure and a brown brocade dress drifting down the grand staircase. One of the most famous encounters was in 1835, when a Christmas guest, Colonel Loftus, saw her. He described her as having empty, dark sockets where her eyes should have been. The next night, another guest saw her and was so terrified he fired his pistol at the apparition, only for the bullet to pass straight through. What's truly unsettling is the sheer consistency of the sightings over hundreds of years, all describing the same sad, spectral lady in brown. Is she still searching for the freedom she was denied in life? Next, we travel north to the wild moors of Yorkshire, home to a creature that sounds like something from a nightmare, the Barghest. This isn't your average ghost dog. The Barghest is a monstrous black hound with fiery eyes and enormous claws, said to stalk lonely roads and churchyards, known as the Padfoot in some areas because of the soft, padding sound it makes. According to legend, seeing the Barghest is a terrible omen, often foretelling the death of the person who saw it or someone close to them. One of the most famous tales comes from the town of Whitby, a place already steeped in Gothic lore thanks to Dracula. Locals spoke of a huge, spectral dog that would haunt the 199 steps leading up to the abbey. Some even say it can shapeshift, appearing as a headless man or woman, or even a white cat. Unlike a typical ghost, the Barghest is often described as a physical, malevolent entity. Is it a demonic creature, a guardian of the spirit world, or something else entirely? The stories are so ingrained in local folklore that even today, some folks on the moors won't venture out alone after dark, just in case. Now, let's head to the heart of London. But we're not going to the Tower. We're going underground to the Aldgate Tube Station. Commuters rush through here every day, completely unaware that they are passing through one of the city's most haunted spots. The station was built directly over a massive plague pit from the 1660s, where thousands of victims were buried in mass graves. The paranormal activity here isn't just a fleeting glimpse of a shadow. It's intense and often physical. Workers on the night shift have reported seeing a ghostly old woman, her face filled with sorrow, walking the tracks. They call her the Grey Lady. The most terrifying incident happened in the 1980s when an electrician was working alone on the live rail. He suddenly felt a jolt, not from the rail, but as if someone had pushed him. He fell, but was unharmed. Looking up, he saw the spectral figure of an old woman stroking his hair, her presence seemingly having saved him from a fatal electrocution. Was she a guardian angel from the plague pit, or something more sinister? The sheer number of reports from Transport for London staff makes this one of the most credible and unnerving haunting sites in the country. Our next stop takes us to the tranquil Somerset countryside, to a place known as the Screaming Skull of Burton Agnes Hall. Well, actually, that one's in Yorkshire, but Somerset has its own version in a place called Bettiscombe Manor. The legend centers on the skull of a black servant, brought to England from the Caribbean by his master, a member of the Penny family who owned the manor. The servant fell ill and, on his deathbed, made his master promise to return his body to his homeland for a proper burial. The master refused and buried him in the local churchyard. From that moment, the manor was plagued by terrifying screams, rattling windows, and unseen horrors. The family couldn't bear it. They tried moving the skull out of the house several times, but each time, the paranormal activity would escalate to an unbearable level until the skull was returned. It now sits within the house, a silent, grim reminder of a broken promise. To this day, it is said that anyone who tries to remove the skull will suffer a terrible fate. It is a powerful story of injustice and a spirit that refuses to rest until its final wish is granted. Finally, we journey to the ancient forests of Staffordshire, to a place called Cannock Chase. This area is a modern hotspot for paranormal activity, a true cocktail of high strangeness. It's not just one type of ghost, it's everything. People have reported seeing the Lady of the Chase, a spectral woman searching for her lost children. There are sightings of ghostly Roman soldiers marching along ancient roads. But it gets weirder. Cannock Chase is also famous for sightings of black-eyed children. These are pale, eerie children with solid black eyes who approach people, often asking for help or to be led into their car or home. Those who encounter them report an overwhelming sense of dread and panic. As if that wasn't enough, it's also a hot spot for werewolf sightings, with multiple reports of a large, bipedal wolf-like creature stalking the woods. What is it about Cannock Chase that attracts such a bizarre variety of paranormal phenomena? Is it a portal? A convergence of spiritual energies? It remains one of England's most active and perplexing paranormal mysteries, from a heartbroken lady trapped in her own home to a demonic hound on the moors, a haunted plague pit beneath London, a skull that demands to stay put, and a forest teeming with every kind of strangeness imaginable. These are the stories that don't always make it into the history books. They remind us that just beneath the surface of our modern, rational world, there are ancient mysteries and unsettled spirits who have tales yet to tell. Which of these stories sends the biggest shiver down your spine? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of England. If you love uncovering hidden histories and exploring the unexplained, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. We have so many more mysteries to explore together. Until next time, stay curious and maybe keep a light on.